Good morning. You are listening to UpReach, a morning devotional presented by the Church Street Church of Christ in Lewisburg, Tennessee, to encourage you as you face the opportunities and challenges of today. Let's begin this day together with some inspiring thoughts from God's holy word. When an unclean spirit goes out of a man, he goes through dry places seeking rest, and finding none, he says, "I will return to my house from which I came." And when he comes, he finds it swept and put in order. Then he goes and takes with him 7 other spirits, more wicked than himself, and they enter and dwell there. And the last state of that man is worse than the first. Luke chapter 11, verses 24 through 26. In life, the way to get rid of a bad thing is to displace it with a good thing. This is a lesson of the parable of the empty house, Luke chapter 11, verses 24 through 26. The demon is ejected from the house is swept clean, but it is left empty, and the consequence is that the demon comes back with 7 demons worse than himself and reoccupies the empty house. To keep the demon out, he should be displaced by good occupants. Rather than emptiness, displacement must be the principle of life. It is this way with thoughts. No one ever gets rid of evil and unclean thoughts by simply saying, "I will not think of this or that." The more he does that, the more, in fact, he concentrates his thoughts on the thing of which he does not wish to think. He can only get rid of the evil thought by thinking of something else. He must get a new interest, a new thought. You cannot empty your mind. You must displace one thought with another. It is this way with disappointment. A person may be disappointed in some hope. It is not enough simply to accept it. One hope must be displaced by another hope. This is in fact very largely what the psychologists mean by sublimation. When something vital is taken out of a person's life, the way to handle the situation is to replace the lost thing by something else, to give all the thought and energy which would have been given to the lost or unattainable thing to something else, not simply to leave an empty hole in life, but to displace the lost thing with some new interest and activity. It is this way with sorrow. The best way, perhaps the only way, to forget one's sorrow is to enter into the sorrow of someone else. To sit alone and to think and to remember and to brood and to resent will quite certainly make things worse. The only way in such a situation is to enter into someone else's tragedy. We will best bear our own sorrow by helping someone else to bear theirs. We will all do well to remember this principle of displacement. We will find that there is nothing which so effectively displaces one's own troubles as sharing those of someone else. What about you today? Are you still struggling with thoughts, disappointments, or sorrows that seek to overpower you? Why not ask God today to help you not only rid yourself of these things, but to also displace them with things that are good, helpful, and encouraging? This has been UpReach, a presentation of the Church Street Church of Christ in Lewisburg, Tennessee. I am Kyle Bolton, the pulpit minister at Church Street, and I would like to personally invite you to come and share times of Bible study and worship with us each week. We meet every Sunday at 9 o'clock a.m. for our morning worship, followed by our Sunday school for all ages at 10:15 a.m. Then we meet again at 6 o'clock p.m. for our evening worship. We also have a midweek meeting for devotion and Bible study on Wednesdays at 6:30 p.m. I hope to see you there. Have a blessed day.
This is holy ground. We're standing on holy